Hello, hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully. Although I think I might be, don't know if I'm talking to myself. We will find out. Pop this up here, I think. This is all very new. So hopefully you can hear me. Obviously just waiting. If you can comment in Facebook or YouTube, whichever one you're viewing in, just to confirm that you can hear me, that would be amazing. Because I don't know otherwise, and I could be talking and no one could be hearing me. Maybe. Wicked. Thank you, Michael. Good. Obviously, feel free to ask any questions before we get started, and I'll put them through as we go through. No real plans for content. It's just here to answer any questions that anyone might have. So feel free just to put the questions in the comments below the Facebook or YouTube, and I'll be able to put them on screen and answer them like that. All funky. So I'm glad you can hear me. Maybe not great that you can see me with my COVID hair. It is far too long and does not do what I want it to do right now. So much gel. Comes all the way down, far too long. All the barbers are closed and it goes too curly. Look at that, all that gel. So any tips for novices and beginners? So there's loads of tips. Best thing really is just to get started. Just pick a niche, find a niche that you're interested in and get started. You're going to make a ton of mistakes getting started, and that's how you learn from any mistakes that you make. I've been doing it a while, and I still make mistakes very often, and you just learn from them, and that's the best way to do it. There's plenty of courses available. Go to Uom, which is uoom.com, and I'm working on a mastery course on there on affiliate marketing. But then even just YouTube is full of training and help and support. So definitely recommend looking at, and on there there's some good ones. Income School, they do some good videos. Authority Hackers do some good videos, and they're really good starting point. But the first thing is to pick the niche that you're interested in, and then get your website up and running. Do some keyword research, and then just start building out your website. And don't, like I say, don't be afraid to make any mistakes. So anyone that's just joined, feel free to post in the Facebook comments or in the YouTube comments, and I'll get those on here. And more than happy to answer anything. So obviously Mornish, we focus on the health and beauty products. For any of those that may not know, we obviously have a lot of really good converting brands at the moment. We've got Testogen's our #1 brand. We recently launched Prime Shred, which is doing very well this month. Particularly this month, it's really started to pick up. And same with Trim Tone, which is the female fat burner, and obviously Brutal Force, which is our legal steroids alternative. So we have, what's one of the most common mistakes affiliates make when starting? So one of the most common mistakes is either taking too long to just start, or not actually doing enough keyword research and the planning phase. So I'm quite, whenever I create a website, I like to plan quite a bit to begin with. So I like to plan content. So I do a keyword research, get all my keywords planned, and then I create a content plan as well for the next 2 to 3 months worth of content. So I have a list of all the types of content that I want to create, whether that's product reviews, best XYZ, and also informational content as well. And then what I would basically do is have that content plan, and then I can start building the website, start writing that content, and because it's all planned and organized, I'm not wasting time thinking about what to write about. I can just crack on and get doing it. So yeah, definitely too much procrastination. I think that's the word. Hello, Craig. Nice to see you. So when we will see the legendary Craig Campbell? You should have left that as when we will see the legendary Craig, and I could say, well, you're here. So Craig Campbell, we're going to be doing an interview. Well, he's going to do a training session at some point. He's up to doing it whenever, so I'm just nailing out the dates. Obviously, I want to be able to get as many eyeballs on the training as possible. So just trying to get a day and a time, we can get the most affiliates on the actual call and getting involved with that training. So I'm hoping this year that we'll do quite a few of these different webinars with people. So I'm hoping to, obviously Craig's come in and see if we can get some of the other guys back on as well, and see what we can do with additional training that way and some interviews and whatnot. So I see a lot of affiliate websites going down and e-commerce and news websites taking over. Any advice on that? A lot of that's potentially going to be due to the recent Google update in December. Obviously noticed a lot of changes there. The advice really would be to, just see where you've gone down and how you've gone down, and just generally see how you can obviously improve on that. It's a tough one when it's such a core update like that. Really, your key is to start working on additional content that you can rank for additional keywords. Look for the long term, the long tail, sorry, and build your site out, build the content out, so you're kind of getting a lot more exposure because you've got more quality content on there, rather than just relying on certain competitive phrases, like your best XYZ kind of thing. And then, know that obviously in 5-6 months, there's going to be another core update and it's going to reshuffle. I mean, it looks, to be honest, that it's going to happen soon, because the search results are completely, they're not what they want to be, I expect, with quality and whatnot. So yeah, definitely just do some checks and see what's gone down, and see how you can obviously improve on that. And yeah, it's good to talk to you again as well. So when it comes to obviously these Google updates, they happen quite often. The The one that happened in December was a core one, so that will happen typically every 6 months, and that will impact the entire site and not just individual pages. And then every so often they'll bring an update out which will focus on individual pages, so whether they go up or down. So the core ones, they tend to be the bigger ones that will impact your entire site. And seems it's definitely impacted a lot of affiliate sites, not just a select few. It's been a very much bigger impact. But I would expect it to change when there's another core update. So yeah, feel free to say any questions. It can be about anything. Just feel free to pop it in the comments. Well, what I'd probably suggest with the last update that went along is just look at your site and see, and look at competitors as well, and see if they've gone up or gone down, and what difference there is on their site compared to your site. Do they have more informational content? Do they have better backlinks? Things like that. And it does seem that more and more e-commerce sites are going after what you would typically call affiliate keywords, like best XYZ, but it's just looking for those long tails and looking for the low, the less competitive, and trying to think of it at a different scale. So kind of think of where are your visitors in the funnel? Are they at the top of the funnel, or are they at the bottom of the funnel? And just make sure you're catering for everyone, and funnel your traffic through. And it's also a good time to look at different traffic sources. So don't just be so reliant on Google. Start looking at things like social, how you can get social traffic into your site and funnel that through to a buying position, whether that's through an email list or through your actual content. And then also look at building an email list as well, so you can actually target your subscribers with additional offers, informational content, and not be so reliant on Google. And then there's other things like video and Pinterest, things like that. So it's just trying to test different traffic sources, but at the same time not testing too much that you end up spreading yourself too thin. Let's have a look. So as a piece of advice, I'd say for affiliate pages, still focus on bringing information on the page instead of just giving product rankings. I'd say explain the topic first related to the products, makes the content more informational. And unfortunately, it didn't go down by a lot due to the significance of the kind of website information. Yeah, definitely. I mean, whenever so I do a lot of websites with Amazon. Terrible commission, even less now. So I do a lot of affiliate stuff with Amazon, and if I have a best XYZ page, so if I have one that I recently, best pizza ovens, for instance, I would have I'd have an introduction which kind of answers the query there in a paragraph, and then I'd have a best list, so 3, 4, 5 choices, and then I'll go into more of a buyer's guide. So it'll give that information in there. So what is it, what to look for, how they work, features, benefits to look for, and then go into like product overviews, so much more detailed product overviews of each of those. And it works with all best XYZ pages. If you've got a best fat burners for men, you can have an introduction such as in this guide, I'm going to tell you the best fat burners for men. My recommendation is this one, and I'll go into more details further down. And then you list the top ones. Then you go into a buyer's guide. So, what ingredients to look for in a fat burner for men, why men would use it, features, price, all those kind of things, and then have your detailed product overviews. And then that kind of gives you a whole rounded piece So it has that affiliate side and then the informational side as well. And then on top of that, on the site, I'd have more informational content as well. So I might have a article on a specific ingredient, which goes into details of the health benefit of that ingredient. And then that can obviously then link through to the best XYZ page as well. And yeah, it can work really well. So any resources on how to move social and email traffic further down the funnel? I'm currently only dependent on Google, and that seems like a bad plan. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad plan. Google is still going to be one of the biggest traffic sources and one of the most targeted traffic sources as well, because you're able to capture people at all these different levels in the funnel. In terms of social and email, we can definitely start working on some training for those. We've got a lot of in-house skills with both social and email. So, feel free to get in touch with your partnership manager, and we'll be able to, either put you in touch with them or work with you to help grow, your social channels and your email funnels. We definitely can help with that, and more in this year as well. Hopefully we'll start bringing out more kind of email content that you can offer your visitors. One thing I've been trying to think about and trying to sort out is having in the resource area, potentially a guide that you can offer, or a checklist that you can offer to your traffic, and then capture emails that way. Email is quite, it takes a lot of time and a lot of testing. You've got to build that trust, but you've got to build the lead capture. So if that's a checklist on, say, the 7 best workouts for your arms or something, top of the head, you'd then want to have them fall into an email funnel, which would continue with that advice through that email, whether it's every day or once a week, and then every so often drop in a sales one. But you kind of want the email sequence to follow the reason why they actually signed up to that email list. And then once they've gone through that sequence, you'd then put them into a general email series that would, your general newsletter that you would send out every month or so, or every week, depending on how you got that set up. And the same would be for the socials, to be honest. You can feed a lot of your social traffic to your website, but then you can also use your socials to capture those emails as well. So it all kind of works in synergy with each other. It's all about building the trust and building the expertise for your visitors, and not doing it so salesy. People don't want to be sold to. No worries. Anything else, just let me know. And yeah, if anyone else has got any more questions, feel free to pop them in the comments, and I'm more than happy to answer anything. We've got a lot going on in MoreNiche at the moment. Obviously, this isn't MoreNiche, this is my dining room. Good old lockdown. I'm getting sick of these 4 walls. But yeah, we've got a lot going on in MoreNiche. Obviously, the new brands that came out, February, January, February, March are big months for weight loss and fitness. Everyone's got their New Year's resolutions. And we're working got a lot of plans for Testogen. So more to come on that soon, but that's looking really exciting on some of the stuff on there. Obviously, recently we brought out the new box, so the new packaging. So basically, the orders come shipped out in a really nice black box with the product positioned nicely in there, and it looks really nice. Kind of reminds me of when you get an iPhone or any Apple product. So there are resources to banners and whatnot in the Flickr account. I'll get them added to the resource area next week. So yeah, if you've got content on your website, make sure you update that, and that will definitely help. We've been making a lot of the guys have been making a lot of improvements on the checkout. So we've noticed conversions have been going up and sales have definitely been up since we've made some changes on the checkout. So we continue to split test and make little conversion rate changes on all of the offer pages, all the other product pages, just to get the most out of them, and definitely seem to be working. And that's something, I'll put a video to that in the Facebook lounge. So that's something that affiliates can obviously do as well. Do your own split tests, do your own changes. If you know that your conversion rate is say 1 in 20 people, and your click-through rate is for every 100 people you send 10 people through. Don't know if that maths works, but basically, if you do your own split test and actually increase the amount of people that you're clicking through to your affiliate link, then naturally your conversions and your sales are going to go up, because like I say, if your conversion is 1 in 20 and you're sending 100 people, if you can do a couple of changes to make your click through 150 people, then you're going to see at least 2 more sales potentially. So definitely worth doing your own split tests as well. So if you've not seen that video, it's in the Facebook lounge, so definitely recommend that. So we've got a few people on the channel. Obviously, any questions, like I say, ask away. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Hopefully not all just here to listen to my voice and look at me talk, because that ain't exciting. Hopefully everyone's being safe and whatnot with everything around the world. Definitely crazy times. I think particularly in Mornish, the last 6 to 12 months have been very crazy with one thing or another. Very busy, but one thing is remained the same throughout, is that we've got an amazing bunch of partners that we rely on our partners rely on us. So it's a great relationship, and in 2021 we just want to build on those relationships and help you guys make more sales, and just help you guys out. Let's have a look. So Greg, any recommendations on vendors/tools to save time? Will your team help set up Google or Facebook ads or other media buys? So we can definitely help talk you through setting up Google or Facebook ads. We can definitely help set them up. That's not a problem. We can discuss that through with you and help you where we can. Vendors and tools definitely depends on what kind of thing you're looking for. To save time, for me, I'm a big fan, not everyone is, but I'm a big fan of page builders. They save a ton of time when creating creating the actual page, and makes it look really nice. So definitely that fan of those. Vendors, building backlinks, authority builders have always been really good. They've been pretty decent. I've been testing out SEO Butler for some citations, just for a new site that launched. So to try and get it obviously crawled quicker, building some initial citations and seeing how that's doing. Content, I've been playing around with iWriter, having a look at theirs, not for any major affiliate salesy kind of content, but more for the filler content, so the best XYZ, the actual buyer's guide, where a visitor never reads that information. They just come on and look at the product reviews and the recommendations. The actual buyer's guide's very, it doesn't get read that much. I'd obviously grammar check it and make sure it's good quality and got the keywords, but that's something that I'm testing out and seeing how do well with that. But yeah, there's so many tools and stuff that can help. Really, but yeah, we can definitely hit us up for the, we can discuss Google AdWords and Facebook ads. Some of the brands are quite tricky, obviously Testogen, and yeah, some of them are a bit tricky. You just have to make sure, obviously, follow the network policies of no direct linking and brand bidding, and yeah, should be good. But particularly with Facebook ads, it's potential. The traffic's going to be a lot colder, but if you've got that funnel set up where you can warm them up and then build them into a conversion, then that can work quite well. So, any questions on here? No, that's cool. Just making sure they're all coming through. So doing quite a few fairly detailed site audits as well. So, if your site is getting traffic and you're struggling to tip the needle and get it ranking, feel free to reach out. Can do a detailed site audit. For the detailed ones, it does make sense that the site is actually getting traffic, just because obviously can offer the most value for you. If your site is not getting traffic, again, still reach out and we can see if there's a reason why and what we can do to improve on that, or whether it's just more content or more backlinks. Backlinks is definitely something that I think a lot of affiliates struggle with. There was again posted an article on Facebook from Ahrefs on building backlinks, and that's definitely worth looking at for beginners that don't normally build backlinks. Definitely really useful. It's got a lot of tips in there. But it all comes down to the keyword research as well. So when you're doing your keyword research and you're planning your content, you're going to have two types of keywords that you're going to research. You're going to have two types of content. You're going to have your affiliate content, which is your money content, and that's going to be things like Testogen review, best testosterone booster, best fat burner for men, women, and then you're going to have your link bait content, and this is content that you're going to use purely to basically get backlinks and build backlinks too. So you might build a piece of content. You obviously research this and see which competitors have got the most backlinks. So your link bait content is going to be incredibly competitive. It's going to have a really high keyword difficulty, and it doesn't even need any traffic because you're not bothered about ranking that piece of content. So you typically write that piece of content so that it's better than what is already out there, and then contact the people that are linking to that, the original piece, to also link to you. And then the idea of that is that you then, within that piece of content, link to internal pages that are relevant, such as your best XYZ post, and then that will pass that link juice of, pass that link juice through, which will help that rank a bit better. So I'm hoping to do these videos at least once a week. Well, at least that's quite a lot. You don't want to see me more than once a week. So yeah, hoping to do these once a week. So definitely happy to answer questions. If people feel that once a week is too much, you've seen enough of me, then we can reduce that. But I think it'd be nice just to be available like this, especially since we can't, get out of the offices, not in the office, get out of our offices to see people. It's nice to actually have a bit of contact this way, and a bit of communication rather than just through email. So yeah, what we'll probably hopefully do in the future is plan some form of presentation and have a Q&A at the end, or just a Q&A like this one. Mix it up. Like I said before, we're going to have Craig Campbell on, and I'm going to reach out to some of the other guys like Matt, Kyle, the Authority Hacker guys, and see if they'll be up for doing some form of interview or training, whatever anybody wants really, and see if we can get them on board to do some discussions. And then even internally, we can definitely set up some kind of training stuff as well, whether it's keyword research specific, using page builders like Elementor, or anything like that. We can definitely set those up. So if anyone's got a request for any specific training of any kind, then yeah, let me know. So one question, any advice on generating affiliate traffic without spending money on ads? And then follow up on that is SEO takes a while, but anything short term. SEO does take a while. Well, it can take a while, for sure. Short term, you can get lots of traffic to your site. You can get loads really quickly. You can go to Fiverr and buy traffic. You can do social tweets. Go on, post on Twitter or Pinterest or whatever and get traffic that way. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be valuable traffic. It's, what you want is you want traffic that is going to actually convert and be interested in the brand. And that kind of traffic does take time. You can get very much targeted traffic from social, but if you don't have the funnel set up, then it's gonna, it's not going to convert. So I wouldn't worry too much about short term. You want to kind of build for the long term. Plan short term, build for the long term. So yeah, for me, I like to focus on the SEO side, build traffic, build backlinks and all that stuff. But then on the side, I'm also building other funnels. So I'm building the social channels out, I'm building the Pinterest, I'm building a YouTube channel. I'm doing all of that stuff so that it kind of has a whole rounded effect. What you don't want to do is neglect one to focus on the other. You want to think about your primary goal and work on that one and supplement it with others. So any new products coming to Mornish? We don't have any new ones specifically planned at the moment. We just want to focus on the ones that we've got and get them, worked on, improved, converted, converting better. We're doing a lot of work to Testing, so that's going to have new content, and that's going to get worked on quite significantly. Trim tone, we're going to be working on trim tone as well. So we're going to be looking at the formulation and how we can make that the best that it can possibly be. It's definitely going to be a quality over quantity. Because we do manufacture the products and we ship them out and we do everything. So we do literally all of it. There's no middleman. It's all about bringing those customers and getting return customers, because obviously we get return customers. It's going to mean more sales for us. It's going to mean more sales for affiliates. And the only way we're going to get return customers is if we have the best possible products, and something that we're proud of. So a lot of improvements on the products that we've got. But then, later in the year, I'm sure, we're going to bring more products out, and, as soon as there's a good opportunity that is there, we will take it. If you got an idea for a product that would work, that would do well, let us know, and we can definitely investigate it. Cool. Not sure why they always come up with Facebook use. I need to look into that. So let's have a look. Hi Mark, how do I generate targeted traffic? This is my main challenge in affiliate marketing. So targeted traffic it depends on where in the funnel that they're going to be, that you're going to generate them from. So targeted traffic, if you're looking if they're down at the bottom of the buyer's cycle, so they're actually ready to purchase, it's the easiest, or not the easiest, but the easiest is going to be that they go for SEO. You target those keywords. You've got your test engine review, your prime shred review, your best fat burners for women content. That's going to be the most targeted in actually buying. Other than that, you're going to be then going for targeted women in a specific niche, but it's going to be higher up on that buyer cycle, so they're not quite ready to buy. So your job then is just to filter them down into ready to buy. So if somebody comes on your site, on an article that is how to lose weight in 30 days, then they're not necessarily ready to buy a supplement. So you'd either get them signed onto an email list, or you'll funnel them down into another piece of content, which then recommends supplements as a way to help lose weight, and then that'll funnel down further into fat burners and then the best fat burner. When I talk about targeted traffic, it's always targeted in terms of niche target. So you don't want to be sending, there's no point in sending women that are looking to lose weight to Brown Shred, because it's very male focused. And the same the other way around. If you've got male focused content on your male visitors, you're not going to necessarily send them to Trim Tone, because that's very female orientated. So it's just working that out and funneling them to the right place. So it's a permission thing users have to allow. So this is obviously about the Facebook user. So none of you are allowing me to see your names. I'll look into how to sort that and how to allow permissions. And then, yeah, I'll let people know how to do it, because I don't know. This is a new streaming tool I'm testing out, because before we did webinars, and we used webinar software to actually do them, and then uploaded it to YouTube. Whereas with this, it's called Restream. It basically just streams directly to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And I quite like the chat function. So I like how you can, add these questions and whatnot, and just have it popping out like this. I think it's pretty cool. Oops, I had that one. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool, and I think I can even pop in that like that, little captions. So it's quite handy. So it's quite a nice little tool. So yeah, just testing it out, see if it works out better, if it gets information across to you guys better as well, because that's the point of it at the end of the day, is to try and get whatever information we can out to our partners, our affiliates. We don't grow if you don't grow. So any more questions at all? Well, working from home on a kitchen dining room table chair is not comfortable. It's crazy that it's been nearly a year now that I think we've been working from home. So it's yeah, crazy, but good. It's enjoyable. It's encouraged me to decorate this room anyway. Will it ever end? Hopefully. I'm getting sick of not being able to go anywhere outside. I'm sure it will soon. So what does the future of affiliate marketing look like? I'd hate for it to be one of those industries that doesn't exist in 10 years. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think there's always going to be a form of affiliate marketing. There always will be, in one respect or another. I can't remember where it was, but they always say the rules change, but the game remains the same. And I think it's true. I started my first website 13 years ago, and it's completely different to the way it is now, but it's still, it's changed along the way, and it's here now. I was just watching a video the other day, actually, that was talking about where's it going to be in the future, and it's obviously voice recognition stuff is going to be, voice search. That's potentially going to be more common. I think now's a good time to start looking at different trends and different ways of getting traffic as well. Google's ever so changing all the time. Not necessarily making things harder for affiliates. I think they're making things harder for people in general. But I think things are moving more social. You have things like influencers now, you have TikTok, you've got all of that stuff, and it's a case of just experimenting, trying different things, building a social following, and building trust that way, and recommending products that way is obviously another way of doing it. But I definitely think affiliate marketing will always be around in some form or other. I think now's the time to make the most of how things are now, and literally hammer out content, become that authority, build your traffic, build your sales, potentially invest in other sites, buy established sites, build those up, build a portfolio up, and then you can then continue building the portfolio, sell the sites, and invest in other industries or whatnot. There's so many, so much opportunity. We have, we've got affiliates that are still with us, that have been with us from 2002, and we still get affiliates joining us on a daily basis. So it's always going to be around affiliate marketing. It's just how it evolves. But it's definitely worth testing new things and trial and error. I still test things, create new websites, and screw them up, or they're a success, and then I can sell them on. But it's just trying new things and just plugging away at it at the end of the day. So I think that's, unless there's any more questions, I think that's a good time to end it. And this should, in theory, be the word, should remain on Facebook and YouTube. So feel free to, add any comments on the bottom in the comment section, even after it's finished. I'll keep checking it and keep answering. We'll do the same thing next week, whether Friday is the best day or another day. I'm happy to change it. I have my son's not at nursery on Thursdays and sometimes Fridays, so a live stream during those times is near on impossible, because I can't hear myself think, never mind think about answering questions. So we can definitely do it again every week. I'm happy. feel free to reach out to me through email or Facebook Messenger with any questions that you've got, and I'll ask them there, and I'll also ask them on the live chat next week, the live stream next week. So yeah, hopefully this has been useful and helped answer some questions. I think sometimes it's nice just to have a kind of a chat, a bit of engagement and whatnot. So I'm going to end it there and hope that you all have a really good weekend, and I will see you next week. So bye for now.